Sean, can I just check first of all, how's the squad looking injury-wise, please, for the weekend?
Yeah, we think we've got better news with Westy and Vids. So they've been on the grass today. Obviously, we'll see how they react tomorrow before making the decision on them. But it looks like better news. Nothing serious to report from the other night. So hopefully 2 bodies back in the thinking.
Plenty to build on in a way, because there seemed to be an awful lot to be satisfied about the Anfield performance. And then, of course, in midweek, you've had a cup win. How's that helped the mood this week?
I certainly thought the Anfield performance was a better performance, but we had changed the team quite a bit, and players who don't always play together, so you expect a little bit of that to happen. But I thought the performance at Anfield was very good against a top side. It doesn't really, the group's been pretty strong in its thinking here. We try and keep the ups and downs and the ins and outs of what we do pretty steady. Tough couple of first games, more the Brighton game, 7 or 8, 10 minutes, whatever it was, we kind of let the game change, At Liverpool, it wasn't so much that. They're a good outfit, and they just won through in the end. Newcastle, we had to dig, we had to fight, see the game through and then won it on penalties. So a bit of a mixed bag, but the feeling's always decent in the camp. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm more thinking about how we can perform to beat a good Leeds side.
Psychologically, just how important is it to get that first Premier League win on the board?
Yeah, it's the same old. Everyone wants to get their win on the board. It's for every team, no matter top, middle, bottom, whatever way you look at it. We've had spells, including last year, when that hasn't happened. It's more about keeping your belief in the performance levels. I think we've actually performed reasonably well so far and in pre-season. Of course, there's no naivety to my word. You've got to turn that into results. Every manager, top, middle or bottom equally, would take a stuffy one or a lucky one. But ideally, you want to win by design, and that's what we're looking to do. We want to win with good performances. And I think we'll need one on Sunday because Leeds are a good outfit.
It took a long time last season, I remember. It was like November 23rd, 8 games in. Does that, in a way, help the players? Because there was no panic then, and there's clearly no panic at the moment.
Yeah, we've had a couple of seasons like that, where it's been tough at the beginning. It can happen, especially when you seem like ours. It's unlikely it does happen. It's unlikely for the superpowers, but it does happen now and again. We all know that. But generally, there's a mishmash of teams that all have to fight to get them early points on the board and keep your resolve if you don't. And I think we've shown we can do that. I've always said it's a season's work. The players know that. My belief in performances has always been there. And as I said, I think we've had a productive pre-season. Performance-wise, not far off at all. Both ends of the pitch, got to be sharper. We know that. And they're often the margins that turn games, in both boxes. And they're the details we've got to continually look to put in place.
How do you assess this Leeds squad at the moment?
Well, they proved last season they're a good outfit, that's for sure. Always got energy to press the game and run for the game and work in open spaces on turnover, transition, all the right things. Against that, they have their, ways of playing that sometimes goes against them. Excuse me. Where they do play very open and teams who are the power like Man U, proved that. They're a tough outfit. I think they've done very, very well last season. They've shown again this season they're certainly up for it. But, we've become accustomed to every challenge there is in the Premier League. Whether they go for you or against you, we do understand the challenge. Our players understand the challenge, and that's an important factor. The experience we've got, varying styles. Leeds are different, to be fair. So I think we can understand them. It's more about our performance, which it always comes down to. I speak about it a lot because if you get that right over a season, particularly, it gets you where you want to be. But equally, we've got to get it right, with the immediacy of playing a good Leeds side, as I said.
I talked to Johan earlier today, and he was talking about the game at Liverpool and how special it was.
That must have been exciting for you.
How special it was to have that crowd in, even as an away player. Obviously, this Sunday, you're at home. Just how important now is the crowd for you on having a full house?
They've always been important to us here, and they've always stood by us through the ups and downs, the ins and outs of the club. I think they'll continue to do that. They know the challenges each season. They know that we are working hard to try and recruit to support the side that we've got. I think they're happy to get back in the stadium, that's for sure. The feeling of Turf Moor when the stadium has got people in it always changes dramatically, as of all stadiums, but I think certainly this one. It's another home game. It's another chance to perform in front of our fans with their backing, I'm sure.
You mentioned recruitment. Aaron Lennon's back. Just explain, if you could, how that's come about, because he obviously left and now he's back. That doesn't often happen.
Well, I didn't want him to leave in the first place. That was made clear. He's played quite a lot of football last season. He's fit and well. He came in training with us, looked fit and well. And at the end of the day, he wasn't a maybe. He was willing to sign. And, it's not a money thing for him with his experience, his age as well. He enjoyed the atmosphere and the environment here. He knows he's got my trust and I trust him. So I think that's an important factor for him. And he knows the group. He knows what we do. And the biggest thing of all, it was a definite situation. It's very difficult here. Recruiting, it has been ever since I've been here. Very rarely do we get to definite situations until they're actually done. And, we've got a couple of things that are maybes now. Until they're actually done, then we've lost so many players down the years, whether usually financially, but sometimes for different circumstances. So he was one we could definitely affect. He absolutely made it clear he wanted to be here if there was something on offer. And as I said, nothing to do with money or anything like that, just a chance to come back here and enjoy his football.
And are you in a position just to give us any facts at all about Maxwell Cornet and that move? Because that's been written about and broadcast about now for many, many days. We've read that bids have been accepted and it's all about personal terms. Can you shed any light at all on where that is now?
Nope.
Nothing at all?
Nope.
Any other irons in the fire?
There might be.
Lukewarm or red hot? Sorry? Lukewarm irons or red hot?
Sort of in between.
But you still, I'm guessing you're still wanting numbers in before the deadline. That's a gimme.
I think it would be helpful. If we don't get that situation to happen, which we didn't last pre-season or before the deadline, then we work with the group we've got. I think they're a good group. I think they've shown that over the last few seasons, but it would be helpful if we can get the right players in who can affect the group.
Does all that talk unsettle the group? Because they must be wondering whether players are coming in through that door every day.
Well, they do when stories are constantly out there. Some they come in laughing at, like I laugh at, because they must have the wrong club. Some of the links we get from the players we get linked to, usually financially that is. But no, the players have got a pretty open mind to it, I think. They understand. The most of them have been here a few seasons now, not all, but most, and they understand. They've come to understand what the challenge is for the club getting players in, but equally, don't forget, they understand the power of the group as well. So I don't think they're too affected by it. I'm certainly not. It's the way it is.
They must read it all, though, and listen to it all. Are they not constantly asking you what's going on?
I'm not sure how many of them can read, so that'd be a good start. I can only just.
Thanks, Peter. I think we move on now.
Thank you. All the best. Thank you.
Lukewarm, yeah, he's a player. We've been linked with him, Lukewarm. It's a fair one, yeah.
I thought so.
Apparently we can't afford him. No. We certainly can't afford red hot.
No, good Lord.
No.
He's right out of it. Adam Cottier, PLP.
Hello, Sean.
Hiya.
Hello. Just on Aaron Lennon, how well do you think he benefited from the time in Turkey?
I don't really know. I haven't really spoke to him too much about it. It's another experience. He's got plenty of that. I think mostly it was a challenge and an experience all wrapped into one. He's come back with a spring in his step. He's leaner. He's fit. I mean, he's not truly match fit, obviously, because he's only had a couple of games. But his general fitness is very good, and he seems like he's in a good place to enjoy his football.
And he's got that capacity to give you that creative edge that you're probably looking for as well, hasn't he?
Well, I think that, and he's another challenge for the group. We are very short in the wide areas. Everyone knows that. But he is another challenge to the group because he does know how we work, and he's also a very experienced player.
I wonder what your thoughts are on Dwight McNeil. He's such a consistent performer week in, week out. How much is that going to count for you this season?
Well, we'll see. But, it's early season yet. He started very well. He started strongly. I think he's still adding to his game. We've still got to not forget he's still relatively young in years, that is, but he's quite experienced in his football. So he's certainly a valid member of the group, without a doubt.